Hello and welcome to Desert Planet Discs. Shortly after recording this episode, the sad news reached us of the passing of Roosevelt's founder and CEO Steve Gebhardt. On behalf of myself, Desert Planet Discs and all at Fantha Tracks, we would like to send our deepest condolences to Steve's family, friends and colleagues at this incredibly difficult time. Roosevelt's have established themselves in a very short time as one of the go-to brands in the pop culture arena. This legacy will live on, as will Steve's memory. Rest in peace, Steve.
You are listening to Fantha Tracks.
It's time to spin round the rim. This is Desert Planet Discs. Star Wars music in a single file. Here is your host, Carl Bayless.
Following live broadcast is recommended by the Imperial Council in the belief that your commitment to remain upstanding citizens will be reinforced. It is required viewing for all members of the Imperial forces.
Time now for
Desert Planet Discs,
brought to viewers everywhere in the hope that our own lives may be uplifted by the comparison and enriched with the gratitude of relief. This transmission is unrehearsed and unedited, and is hereby begun without further comment as to its lack of moral value.
Whether 1 or 100 million parsecs 僕にはわからないんだ光の速さを飛び越えて歌を届け Come on and shout it out 強めにせるよ幻想距離をBring yourself down! I say, bring yourself! I say, bring yourself down! I say, bring yourself! I say, bring yourself down! I say, bring yourself! I say, bring yourself down!
Welcome to Desert Planet Discs, track 32, Leveling Up for May the 4th. And out the gates there, we had DJ Level Up Leroy with his Galactic Dreamer Level Up Leroy remix, which we will find out more about later. But before that, thanks for tuning in. And I have a special guest with me for this episode. Greg has been unfortunately lost under a pile of Roosevelt shirts. I don't know whether that's a sort of avalanche in his wardrobe or whether he's actually just hiding from Mrs. Elvis, who's just found his credit card bill. So joining me in the hot seat for this evening is the aforementioned Level Up Leroy. Hey, Leroy.
Hey, just like that, we just happened to play one of my tracks, and I just happened to be
on the line. How
just happened to stroll by.
That's it. How's it going, sir?
It's going really well. It's going really, really well. Thank you. Been busy since the last time we spoke. I mean, it feels like it was sort of forever. I can't remember if it was before or after Celebration, but it's just been. It's sort of kind of an insane year with Comic Cons and working, and obviously Star Wars Celebration, Cantina, and obviously working with Darth Elvis, the aforementioned Greg as well. So in one guy's he's in Carbonite, and the other he's under Roosevelt shirts. So the poor chap can't win, can he? No. But yeah, really good, man. It's it's been a really, really good year. Loads of great cons. Met loads of awesome people, and just trying to pump out some more remixes and get some more work out there, really. It's been great.
Yeah, good stuff. And for anybody who doesn't know that much about Leroy, firstly, go back and listen to one of our interview specials that we did with Leroy all the way back in lockdown. Remember those, folks? Lockdowns, weren't they fun?
That's how blurred everything is like. Because as I was saying, I was like, I can't remember when I did it. I know I was on the show, and it was obviously one of those lockdown ones. So it's pre-celebration, as I like to call it. yes, pre-celebration. So, a potted history. Leroy is, of course, a Star Wars fan, an international Comic-Con DJ. Yes, host, DJ, jack of all trades, master of none.
Yes. So most recently, when we actually met in person, was Celebration last year, where you and the ever so lovely DJ Aussie Dave were the hosts of the Galaxy Stage.
Galaxy Stage, yeah, that's right. So,
which is where it was at.
Full disclosure, it was at all of the stages. All of the guys are awesome. You had Elliot and Atomic Blonde over on the main stage, and me and Dave were doing the thing on the Galaxy Stage. It was pretty rad. I was actually talking to Elliot just the other day, and was just saying how kind of well that kind of worked. There was two very different vibes on the stages. Main stage was kind of. It's certainly super upbeat and fun, but it has that like, hey, this is main stage. We're going to be delivering some big, important information here. Yeah. It has that edge of kind of seriousness about it. And then you've got the two idiots, Leroy and Dave, over on Galaxy Stage, and where it was just a little bit more chilled and a bit more lighthearted. And we were talking to some of the voice actors, the comic book artists, and stuff like that. Nick from Blues Harvest was on one of the panels, and it was all just things like that, and it was just great. And we just had a party. I love Celebration. That's my third Celebration now, and my second one that I worked. So first one that I worked was in Chicago. Pre-COVID. And I just love them. They're so good for the fandom. Just get to see so many people, and I'm always surprised at actually how many people are aware of what we do and things like that. So on this, people, the appreciation you get from a Star Wars Celebration show to any kind of other Comic Con, get a few people like, oh, great job, thank you, that was awesome. But Celebration, everybody is like, oh my God, it was amazing. We saw you on stage. You got so many followers. It's just, and everybody wants a patch or a sticker, and everyone's trading. Love it. I love it.
Talking of celebrations, it's almost like we plan these things,
No, right?
We'd like to take a little moment to say happy 80th birthday to the maker, Mr. George Lucas, who recently celebrated his birthday. So obviously, without whom we wouldn't be talking about any of this stuff.
We would not. No. It's my George Lucas Stormtrooper Black Series figure is still one of my favourite figures. I just love it.
Yeah, definitely. And of course, doubly add to the celebrations, we've of course just had the celebration of May the 4th.
Yes.
Star Wars Day. So, woo. Yes. So, obviously, we'll be focusing rather heavily on that for this episode because there's quite a lot to get through. But obviously, one of the main things was the release of Phantom Menace for its 25th anniversary back to the cinemas. Were you lucky enough to get along and see it?
I was, yes. In between being, and something we'll cover a bit later on, I was unwell, as some as you might know, but I did manage to sneak out and get to the cinema. Took 3 kids with me. 2 of them thoroughly loved it. One of them just looked completely lost and like, what is this political thing that I'm watching with the odd spaceship thrown in? I felt Ken kind of came out and was like, she goes like that, and they were like, oh my god, yeah, and then the other one was like, I was like, do you want to watch the next one? Nah, I'm good.
What's all this about the taxation of trade routes?
Yeah.
What's tax?
Exactly. Oh, God, you'll find all about that. But yeah, it was, you know what? I really enjoyed it. I know it's had a mixed bag of love and hate for that film all in one. And actually going back and watching it, I was certainly older, not wiser, but thoroughly enjoyed sitting there watching it. It's still one of the weaker of the films, in my opinion, but I still had a blast because it's Star Wars on the big screen, right? Yeah.
Ultimately, it's always one of those things. I mean, I've always said to people, you know, it's like the first episode of any series, TV show, whatever it is. Yes, you've got a bit of backstory and exposition, but if you do watch them chronologically, episode number order, then it does what it needs to do. It sets out who the characters are, who the players are, and
I think that's potentially was its downfall when it came out, because everyone's like, well, we know who these people are, why are you setting it up? And as we've seen with that new audience that's coming through, that younger generation, probably not as young as the kids I took with me, but the guys and girls that saw it as a kid, when it originally came out and they're 25 years along, there's that appreciation for these films, and they were seeing Star Wars for the first time, and that was setting out this trilogy for them. So and everyone loves Jar Jar Binks these days, so much so I'm wearing a t-shirt, you know.
Indeed. And talking of Jar Jar Binks, that neatly brings us into our next track. Oh God, this is way too slick.
It's almost like we have show notes or something. Who would have thought?
It is. So to pick up on Jar Jar Binks, our next track is one that we've unearthed from the wilds of Spotify, and it's by Arnold T101, and that's Arnold spelled AHNALD. So go and check him out. This is a little track by him that's just come out post May the 4th, and that's Gungan Style.
Yippee!
Hi, this is Andy Seacombe, otherwise known as Watto, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Gungan Style! Hello, boyos! Looky, Senator, decent Jedi arrived. Where is it going? Gee, music could be going back now. Gee, guys, what are Lisa saying? Gungan Style! Gungan Style! Jar Jar Binks. Oh, muy, I love you. Where's the follow me now? Is it going underwater? Okay, Gungans not dying without a fight. We so warriors. Gungans not dying without a fight. Gungan Style. Gungan Style. Gungan Style. Gungan Style.
There'll be some wombat dragons coming this way. Coming this way. Coming this way.
Count me out of this one. Better dead here than dead in the court. So good being home.
Arnold T101 there with Gungan Style. As we always say, go and check him out and support him. Get your downloads and play that at your next Naboo party.
Absolutely. Alongside Galactic Dreamer, obviously.
Alongside Galactic Dreamer, of course. Yes. In fact, we missed that out when we were talking about your remix, didn't we? Yes. Available now on SoundCloud.
Sure is, and YouTube. There's a video up there as well,
which is a big part of your live set as well. Your DJ set is very visual as well. So check that out. So, as we were just mentioning, we've had the annual celebration of Star Wars that is now May the 4th, and what does that normally mean? Yeah, everybody's broke.
So much merch.
So much merch. So many nice things. I can't possibly own them all. Yes.
Too many.
So, we had obviously all the usual suspects, and we'll sort of go through some of our picks and our highlights from some of the May the 4th releases. The Disney Store had a wonderful range of Phantom Menace 25th tied-in merch, including a really nice tie-dye t-shirt, and a black jacket, both featuring Darth Maul, which I don't think the jacket hung around very long.
No, I went to have a look at that, and it was sold out.
Yeah.
I feel like it was sold out before I'd even got a chance to even get there with it.
I think the t-shirt was still about, and then there was last year I think all their May the 4th merch was kind of Cantina themed. This year it looked to be more droids and the Boba Fett animation from the old cartoons and the holiday special. That sort of style artwork on some pin badges and various other things. So, and a lot of nice stuff coming from Disney. And also a new range in the Disney parks, which seemed to was like a sort of beige and brown combo, which sounds horrible, but it was sort of quite Tatooine themed.
And they also had the really cool, like, they did the Starbucks. If you go into a Starbucks and you visit a town or a city, but they had the Hoth one, which was really awesome. I really liked that.
Yeah. No, those were really cool as well. Oh, really cool. It's Hoth. Of course, it was cool.
I see what you did there.
Oh yeah, it's a non-stop ride of unintentional puns and gags.
Some would call it an emotional roller coaster.
Indeed. And also with a brand new collection sort of released over the May the 4th weekend were our old friends at Roosevelt's.
Yeah.
And definitely more prepared than I am normally. I've actually written down which shirts they released this time. So, because there were quite a few.
There was a lot, wasn't there?
Yeah. So there was shirts and shorts and tees and matching koozies. We had We'll Handle This, which was the Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul in the Naboo. I always wonder if it's like the underbelly of the palace, isn't it? Really, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just,
yeah, sort of the power generator room or whatever it is. But so that was a really nice design. It also got Darth Mauled, which is rather an amusing sort of cartoonified Darth Maul, sometimes whole, sometimes in half.
Yeah.
Sort of tumbling away in his legs at a slightly different angle. Yeah, then Clone Meme, which, as the name suggests, had got lots of clones in it.
All pointing at each other and doing the Spider-Man thing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was great.
So that was a good one. We'd got The Light and the Dark, which I can't actually remember. I'm trying to remember what that one was now.
Wasn't that basically sort of the greatest battle? So you had the Anakin and Obi-Wan battle. There's...
yes.
Yeah, it's basically just like scenes from different battles on there.
Yeah.
Sort of, so, yeah, pretty cool. It's all like kind of shadowy looking as well. So that was really cool.
And then to tie in with the track that we've just played from Arnold T101, we had Gungan Style.
Yeah.
It's almost like he planned it.
That was my favourite shirt from the range.
That is the proper like Hawaiian shirt that you can wear, and people, unless they know who Jar Jar is, are just going to think it's a really, really loud Hawaiian shirt.
I loved it.
with a sneaky Jar Jar or two in there. So yeah. One of my favourites is the next one up, which was Figrin Funk.
I'm glad you said that and not me, mate.
Yeah. The bleeper button was on standby. But so that was quite reminiscent of the Japanese Revenge of the Jedi shirt they did last year, where you've got the sort of like red at the top with the sort of flexing and stuff. And then towards the bottom of the shirt is obviously the Cantina Band, as everybody knows them, Figrin Dan and his friends, the Modal Nodes.
That was some artwork that was like, I feel like I'd seen that bouncing around on some, those Cantina, like almost like live posters that you could get from the bedroom wall and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen that before, but it's a really awesome piece of artwork.
Yeah. No, it's really nice shirt. And I think that one sold out relatively quickly. So either they didn't make it in as many numbers as the others, or everybody else agrees with me. So there we go. We also had the Phantom Menace, obviously celebrating the 25th, which features some really nice images from the film. Obviously, Anakin, Qui-Gon, Amidala, Darth Maul. So that was a really good one. And then possibly one of the most interesting of the releases, just because it's not something that I'm aware that they've done before, was the shirt Droid Drawings.
That was really cool. I thought it was reminiscent of almost reminiscent of the Ronin one that they did from Visions.
Yes,
kind of has that feel, although the drawings are a little, obviously a bit more cartoony. Yeah. There's that same colour kind of scheme, wasn't it? Really sketchy. And
and it's sort of a lot quieter in style than Gungan Style. But it's actually based on sketches by Chris Bartlett, who he's actually been in Star Wars.
Nice.
He's one of the droid actors on several of the newer sort of films and TV properties. I think he's played various droid characters. I think he was the character actor for Zero in Mandalorian.
Nice.
Amongst other things, obviously Richard Ayoade was the voice. I just thought that was a really, really sort of nice and unique take on, actually involving somebody
from the universe.
Yeah. As opposed to, and he just happens to, have this like sketchbook full of things he's doodled while he's been sat around on set and things like that. So that was a really nice addition to the portfolio as well. And as I say, those all came in the sort of shirt and short combos. The T-shirts, I think there was a T-shirt of the Droid Drawings, T-shirt of the Gungan Style.
which I'm modelling as we speak.
Which
I'm
Leroy
wearing
is
right
modelling.
now.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, for anyone that's interested in the t-shirts, they always say sort of size up if you like a looser fit with Roosevelt's, and I'd certainly say that's the same. I'm usually a large t-shirt. I'm wearing a large now, but it's quite fitted. That's kind of how I like them. But the t-shirts are just as good a quality as the shirts. So if anyone's been looking at them and thinking, I know the shirt, because it's always a risk, especially for us folks in the UK, when we're getting these things shipped over from the States. There's an extra cost for us, isn't there? But they're great.
And there was a couple of other things they released over the weekend as well. Some sort of like quarter zip, not hoodies, but like long sleeve tops.
Yeah. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of those. I've had one of the technical hoodies that they do. Yeah. They sent me one of the Turtles one, and again, they fit kind of size up. So if you want. If you're a large and you'd like it loose, go for an XL. Yeah. If you want it slightly fitted, go for your size. And they're really cool. They just feel good. They hang nice. Yeah, I'm extremely lucky. The guys at Roosevelt's were awesome to me. And don't hate me, everyone, but they do send me shirts to wear when I'm DJing on stage. And for that, I really do thank them. But, I can hand on my heart say I would be wearing these regardless of whether they were sort of sponsoring me as such, because they're so good. They're really comfortable. They don't crease when I put them in my suitcase. They're just amazing shirts. So the guys have absolutely nailed it. Yeah, and the fact that they ship to the UK now is awesome.
Yeah. Or I say, we've lost Greg under a pile of them somewhere. So,
my lord, yeah.
He's a definite fan of the Roosevelts, as long-time listeners will know. So
that man can rock a shirt.
Oh yes, he can rock a room.
He can indeed.
Yes. Talking of rocking rooms, this is freaking me out. these links are just like we sort of briefly skipped over earlier. One downside of May the 4th was my guest for this evening, Mr. DJ Level Up Leroy, was rather unwell and ended up being rushed backwards and forwards into and out of hospital, meaning that a planned appearance was sadly cancelled. But
I was absolutely devastated. I mean, it takes a lot for me to miss a gig, and for anyone that's known me over the years, I've suffered with tonsillitis for most of my life, but they finally took them out, and then I was unfortunately in this 0.00001% that has some bleeding issues. And so, yes, unfortunately, I was rushed into hospital and A&E on May the 3rd, which then meant I couldn't do the gig on May the 4th. And absolutely devastated. But the guys over at Fab Cafe should still go ahead with the night. They had a fantastic Star Wars quiz, cosplay competitions. There was loads of giveaways. Everyone still went. Their resident DJs jumped on and played the night, and everyone had a fantastic night. And they were really, I don't know whether the word is forgiving, or they were really like, don't worry about it, get well, because I was freaking out and I was just so devastated I couldn't make it. But we're going to try and arrange something to head back up to Fab Cafe soon, because I do want to do something up there. And I really appreciate it. There were so many people that were coming to see me play, and I was gutted that I let them down. And I do know that there was one of the quizzes was team for Leroy, which made it sound like I was dead. I'm not. And they came in second place. So I'm like, guys, I mean, if you're going to do it, first or nothing, right?
Yeah.
But no, I'm glad that everyone went ahead. They all had a great time. I will be at Fab Cafe Manchester very soon. So yeah, really sorry about that.
So these things are.
That was unavoidable.
Often thrown into just to keep everybody on their toes. But yeah, as we can obviously hear, you're on the road to recovery, so that's the main thing.
On the mend, on the way to recovery, and looking forward to future gigs.
Yeah.
Without tonsillitis, hurrah!
Indeed. So, as we're talking about DJing, which is that thing you do,
yes,
let's have another song, which is from a band we've featured several times previously, Blue Milk Run. Their release for May the 4th immediately hooked me in because it's a version of the song That Thing You Do from the film of the same name, which is one of my favourite non-Star Wars films. If you've not seen it, go and see it. It's brilliant. Get it on DVD or streaming or whatever. It's brilliant. Tom Hanks as the manager of a sort of Beatles-esque one-hit wonder band back in the 60s. So it is really, really good fun. Probably more fun for me because of being in bands. So it's like that whole thing appealed to me as well. But the songs in it are fantastic. So yeah, this is Blue Milk Run with their version, Star Warsified, of course, of That Thing You Do.
Doing that thing you do, breaking my sword into a million pieces. Oh wait, it's just you. And you don't mean to be cruel. You never even knew about the temple I destroyed 'cause blue. Well, I'll fly my tie down to R2, girl, just to prove to you I'm true. Every time you do that thing you do, I know the mind tricks you play, and I'm gonna find a way to let you know that you'll be mine someday. 'Cause we could shape the galaxy. You'd only just trust me and let the past down. Please, Ray, just join me. 'Cause I try to forget you, girl, but our minds are one, not two. Every time you do that thing you do, I have killed a lot, girl, but I know one thing's for sure. For sure love I haven't got, girl, 'cause I don't have parents anymore. Wow. Shape the galaxy, and you'd only let me be the one to show you. You can't hide not from me, 'cause it hurts me so just to see you go around with Uncle Luke. And if I know you're doing that thing every day, just doing that thing, I can't take you doing that thing you do.
Hi, this is Andy Seacombe, otherwise known as a Watto, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
Blue Milk Run there with That Thing You Do. Check that out on Bandcamp and go and support the guys over there. They say they've got lots of Star Wars stuff. We've featured several tracks from, I think it's the Cool Hand Luke EP previously. So yeah, go out, check out what they're doing, and say support them if you like it. So cool.
Yeah, that's the first time I've come across them. They're awesome.
Yeah, so there's a lot of these things, especially, unfortunately, May the 4th fell on the Saturday, and Bandcamp Friday was on, obviously, the 3rd, the day before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, we always sort of try and point people, especially people who put their music out on Bandcamp, which is an ever-increasing thing. Bandcamp Friday is usually the first Friday of the month, and Bandcamp waive their share of the royalties on that day. So if you can hang out till a Bandcamp Friday rocks up, then you'll be contributing that little bit extra to help support those artists.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's really good. I love Bandcamp. Obviously, I missed it this time around.
Because you were in hospital.
But I'm usually there spending money.
yeah. How inconvenient.
So inconvenient.
Yes. And of course, talking of spending money, those people that love us to spend our money with them, our good friends at Hasbro.
They sucker us in every time. They pull us in.
Just when you think, that's me done with collecting figures, they go and put a May the 4th type drop on us.
Yeah. I don't need another Obi-Wan Kenobi figure. I've got 10.
But this one's in a collector's pack. Oh, of course. Now I have to have them all. Yes.
They know us so well.
We've got several different bits that were announced. There seems to have been an a never-ending stream of announcements all around that sort of weekend and that whole period since, with various things tied in. Obviously, again, coming back to the Phantom Menace 25th, so we had Black Series announcements of a Phantom Menace 3-pack of Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan and Darth Maul.
Yeah.
A Super Battle Droid.
That looks awesome.
Yeah. Darth Sidious, which, again, really cool. And a nice Yoda and Clone Commander Gree, which obviously isn't from Phantom Menace.
No, but still, but still cool nonetheless.
still prequel era, and of course, as the clones always tend to sell quite well.
Yeah, there's something about that armor everyone just loves, don't they?
Yeah. I think generally the people are into, the army building anyway. So a lot of the clone characters, troopers generally are always big sellers on that basis.
Yeah,
but also had some nice additions to the ever growing in popularity, seemingly the retro collection. I know this is a big hit with several people I know who are proper vintage collectors, and this is the sort of the natural extension of that.
It's that opportunities, isn't it, to get those figures in that old
in that
style.
kind of, that's it.
Because even though we have the quote unquote vintage collection, those that original size figure, the retro collection really dials that back, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it feels like those toys of the 70s and 80s.
That's it. I know there's big business in some of the custom figure markets where they obviously started doing some of this with producing characters that were never part of the original 96. Clearly, Hasbro have cottoned onto that and realised there's a market there, and we've seen retro collections for Mandalorian. I think
Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, Book of Boba Fett. Yeah, there's been some Ahsoka ones as well.
I mean, this plays into my other job so perfectly. So, obviously, some of you guys and girls might know that I work for In Demand Toys a few days a week. So it's actually been really good. We were just talking about the retro collection the other week. Some of the card backs are certainly thicker as well.
Yes.
So those people that like mint on card. Previously, the retro collection was coming out with a slightly thinner card. It wasn't, it was creasing a lot easier. Whereas the new figures that are coming out seem to be on a much thicker card, which is great for those mint on card people.
Yeah, and announced for May the 4th was an episode 2 and 3 multi-pack.
Yeah.
So that contained Padme, Jango Fett, Mace Windu, Little Anakin, Clone Trooper. In fact, no, it wasn't a little Anakin, was it? It was
a big Anakin.
It was the big Anakin.
Big boy Revenge of the Sith Anakin.
Yes. My Annie, how you've grown.
I mean, that would have been a way different fight.
Yeah. Another Clone Trooper and a General Grievous, which was I thought that was pretty cool. General Grievous in that sort of retro collection style is really nice. And but what's confused me with that, there has also been, I think it's like been announced, but I don't know if it's been announced when it's actually been released. But you may be able to fill us in on that. Is the Phantom Menace 6-pack?
So that is currently out at the moment. I've had my hands on it and reviewed it. We reviewed it in demand. It was awesome. The Jar Jar Binks retro figure is just a pure joy. And we actually in the shop we all blind picked a figure, so we had to put a hand in the box, pull one out to review and have a look at.
Yeah.
First pulled out Jar Jar. Everyone told me I cheated. I did not look in the box. But they're really cool. They're really cool figures. Yeah, really good fun. I really like this kind of retro collection. I like the idea behind it. And like we say, for those fans of the original releases, this almost feels like you can complete that.
Yeah.
Quote unquote properly, where the vintage collection over the years has got better and better with the sculpts and the modelling.
And the points of articulation and everything. But
and that sort of moved away from what Star Wars toys originally were. So this has that Kenner, 5 points of articulation, and that is it.
That's it. Lightsaber up the sleeve.
Oh, what a joy. What a joy.
Yeah. So there we go. So some nice releases there. There were a few vintage collection releases as well. The ones that certainly stuck in my head were the Captain Enoch and the Zombie Troopers from Ahsoka. As one of those sort of collection, the army builder type collections that they seem to be doing. And I've seen a Clone Trooper, one of those packs as well.
Yeah, and then there's going to be the X-Wing pilot pack as well.
Yes, which you actually pointed out to me.
I think one of them looks like a good friend of ours, doesn't it?
It does. So, Stormtrooper Sam, good friend of Phantom Tracks and Star Wars fans generally. Yes, she played a rebel pilot in
Rise of
Skywalker, wasn't it? Yeah. And there's one of the pilots. I think they've said it's sort of supposed to be to like tie up with the pilots you see in Ahsoka. So you've got a couple of different sort of alien type pilots, but then a human one with
dark hair scraped back and tied up. So very Sam looking.
Very Sam-esque.
I mean, Sam, if you're listening, also pick a side, okay? But yeah.
I think she's winning on the dark side at the moment. She plays
definitely
far more Imperials than she or First Order troopers than she has. Rebels, Resistance, but
and the first ever female stormtrooper as well. And a massive, advocate for Star Wars fans. Everyone, she's great. Make sure you're giving Sam a follow online.
Absolutely,
wonderful person, wonderful human being.
Yes. Talking of other things that were released on May the 4th.
I mean, anyone would think it was Star Wars Day or something.
It's just the whole thing. We had, of course, the usual round of things on Disney Plus. Some really nice key art over the weekend. So if you go into your Disney Plus app and into the Star Wars page, you got a really nice sort of special header block for the weekend for May the 4th. And we got the release of Tales of the Empire. So I say follow-up to Tales of the Jedi. It's very similar in that you got 2 characters, this time from the dark side, with 3 sort of 15, 20-minute episodes of sort of backstory for them.
Yeah, we've got sort of Morgan Elsbeth is sort of really leading that show. I'm about 3 episodes in. It's been really good. I've really enjoyed it.
there's 6 episodes in total. So three of them focus on Morgan Elsbeth, obviously, who we saw in Mandalorian, and then Ahsoka.
Yeah.
With the Night Sisters. And then the other 3 episodes focus on Barriss Offee.
Oh, nice. Right. I'm not onto them yet then. So that's something to look forward to.
Yes. So, and that kind of focuses more on, obviously we see her towards the end of, I think it was season 6 of the Clone Wars, wasn't it? Where Ahsoka leaves the Jedi Order, and, Barriss has kind of already started to walk down that sort of darker path of, the Jedi are lying to everybody, and has been really sucked into that whole Palpatine narrative of the Jedi are corrupt and everything. And it sort of follows, I presume, how she moves on from there. So you start to see it's a bit of a crossover, because you've got partly Barriss's story, but you've also got the how the Inquisitors sort of like come into play.
Oh, great! Nice.
So it's a really nice. I say it's an hour, if that. Probably 45 minutes for each arc. But as with Tales of the Jedi, they're really nice, just entertaining, and plug some of those gaps in the storylines or backstory. A lot of people said, well, who is Morgan Elsbeth? Where did she come from?
Yeah.
Other than we know she's obviously from Dathomir originally and linked to the Night Sisters, but you get a bit of a narrative of her story.
Yeah, a turning point for her as well.
Yeah. So that was a nice drop to Disney Plus, and it may even be out by now. There's another Simpsons Star Wars special.
Wasn't that going to be? Yes, it should be out now, May the 12th. I haven't got round to it.
Yes, I haven't seen it yet, but that was dropping late. I think intentionally so, because it's called May the 12th Be With You.
Yeah.
or something like that. So, yeah, typical Simpsons style. I know the last couple of specials have been, quite good and fairly irreverent, with a few little in jokes and things like that. So usual Simpsons quality in there.
Yeah. I would say I'm so far behind on watching. I feel like I'm getting behind on watching programs at the minute. Playing catch up with being unwell as well. I just couldn't even be bothered to watch telly, which is awful. Really.
Oh, that's how you know you're real.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, would we be a Star Wars music show if we didn't discuss some more of the music that was released on May the 4th? Obviously, some of the artists we've played already, Leroy, Blue Milk Run, and Arnold T101 have all dropped tracks, as has our final musical offering, but more of that later. But we also got some official Star Wars soundtrack and music drops. So after what seems like forever, because it has been a good few years, the Rebels season 3 and 4 soundtracks finally dropped to streaming services.
Yeah.
So Kevin Kiner, again, with brilliant soundtracks for those 2 series, which I know a lot of fans of Rebels have been crying out for. And to tie in with the Tales of the Empire series, the music from that has also dropped to streaming services. I'd still like to see physical releases of some of these things.
I really miss physical releases.
Yeah, and not just like stupidly priced.
Yes,
lovely vinyl sets. Lovely though they are, that there are still those of us out there that quite like CDs and a nice Rebels box set of Rebels soundtracks.
Yeah, that would be lovely, wouldn't it? Yeah. I agreed. Although I'm a big fan of the vinyl as well.
Yeah.
I did treat myself to Galactic Empires.
Yes.
It got reduced, and I've been meaning to pick it up for ages. It's called Special Edition, but I got that on vinyl. And it's as glorious as ever.
Yes. I was looking Greg actually got me that for, I think it was for my birthday last year. Very possibly.
He's a good dude, isn't he?
He is. He's lovely. Lovely. I hope he gets out from under that mountain of Roosevelt's.
Oh my word! Yeah, it's going to need a hand. It's a big mountain.
Yeah. We'll have to get a posse together and go and see if we can find him.
Absolutely.
And also with the music of Kevin Kiner, or involving some of the music in Kevin Kiner. This was a bit of a left field one. I hadn't heard anything about this really. Was Star Wars Lo-Fi Volume 1.
Yeah, I've not had the chance to listen to this yet, but I will get it on because I do like to listen to some lo-fi stuff.
Yeah,
tends to be more on the anime side, as obviously as you know, I'm not just Star Wars. I'm pop culture when I perform things, but I really like just chilling and listening to the lo-fi stuff. So some Star Wars lo-fi is sounds like it's going to be right up my street.
Yeah, I mean at the moment I think it's a 5 or 6 track EP. And it's various. I think there's some Rebels stuff in there. So there's a Hera, piece of Hera music, Sabine, and Ahsoka, and then some of the Nicholas Brett music from Andor.
Oh, nice.
I think he was a composer on Andor, wasn't he?
I think so.
Oh, you see. Now I've come unstuck. I haven't done enough research on that.
We're going to get called out on this one.
Oh well. Yeah. No, usual standards have been resumed. So, but yeah, that's really nice. I know. There's quite a few people. We've played bits in the past of some of the unofficial artists who do lo-fi remixes of Star Wars themes and Star Wars based music. And as you say, it is just nice to just have on when you're chilling out and cooking and things like that. But so as I say, this again, whether they've seen the popularity of that sort of stuff on social media and thought there must be something in that. I don't know much about how that's come about, so might have to try and dig into the story behind it a little bit and see if we can find out.
Good one to chill out to.
Yeah, definitely. But something not to chill out to.
I was going to say the exact opposite of what we want to do.
Opposite of chilling out. You might want to chill out afterwards, but the polar opposite of chilling out, our good friends Blues Harvest are out and about doing various gigs. They were obviously playing for May the 4th. They were at Liverpool Comic Con. They've also recently been to the Clooney in Newcastle. And on May the 5th, Revenge of the 5th, they were in Atherton at the Snug. But coming up, if you haven't managed to catch them yet, they've got a couple of gigs up north. One at the newly saved Ferret in Preston, which I think in the last week has gone under it's sort of like a community trust kind of thing to keep the venue going.
Yeah, and the guys at Blues Harvest have been really backing that hard. With their as well.
Yeah. So nice to see that. So they're there in July. And they're also at the Brickyard in Carlisle on August the 31st. So get those dates in your diaries, guys. And the July gig, we might have some exclusive information about that, apparently.
Yes. The July gig that was originally dated for the 12th has now been moved to the 19th. And I believe they might have a special guest video pop culture DJ. And I don't know who that could be, who happens to be on this show, but Level Up Leroy might be there.
Blimey. Well, there you go. So you definitely heard it here first, guys.
You did, yes.
So yes. Yeah, I'm not talking obviously to Blues Harvest there. I think they might know that you're turning up, or do they?
Guys, I'll see you there. This is the best time they're not finding out all about it. I've done quite a few gigs with these guys. What we do seems to go hand in hand, and it works really well. So, yeah, I'm going to be joining the guys on the 19th at the Ferret. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully I can get one of those Save the Ferret t-shirts. I know it's been saved, but I want one.
Yeah, there you go.
It's going to be awesome.
Cool. Of course, somebody else that has a history with our friends in Blues Harvest is, of course, none other than Darth Elvis.
Ooh.
And he, of course, likes to get in on the May the 4th action, and has managed to, or Greg has managed to find, because obviously Darth Elvis is in Carbonite, Greg has managed to find in the archives.
In the Death Star archives, isn't it?
The Grey Star. The Grey Star, yes, the Grey Star archives. He's unearthed some previously unreleased material. So I know he's played this live several times, but I think this is the first time it's been released as a track for people to get hold of. So again, head over to Bandcamp, and this is a parody of Elvis's Devil in Disguise, of course, tying in with Phantom Menace again, and its 25th anniversary. This is Gungan in Disguise.
Hi, this is Vivian Lyra Blair, and you're listening to Fantha Tracks.
He looks like a Jedi and talks like a Jedi, walks like a Jedi, but I got wise. You're a Gungan in disguise. Oh yes you are, Gungan in disguise. Oh, oh. I thought that I was a Medea, but I was sure surprised. Medea held me, I didn't see Gungan in your eyes. He looks like a Jedi, walks like a Jedi, talks like a Jedi, but I got wise. You're a Gungan in disguise. Oh yes you are, Gungan in disguise. Oh, oh. You fooled me, Master Bombad. You cheated and you schemed. Medea knows how you lied to me. Not the way you seem. He looks like a Jedi and talks like a Jedi, walks like a Jedi, but I got wise. You're a Gungan in disguise. Oh yes you are, Gungan in disguise. Oh, oh. You're a Gungan in disguise. Oh yes you are, Gungan in disguise. Oh, oh, Gungan in disguise. Oh yes you are, a Gungan in disguise. Oh yeah. Out there!
Hi, I'm Emily Dolan Davis from EmilyDrums.com, and you are listening to Desert Planet Discs. Woo!
So, Darth Elvis there with Gungan in Disguise, available now from Bandcamp, and I believe there's a video up on YouTube as well. So, yeah, go and check that out. Support Greg.
Just so good.
Free the Roosevelt's one.
Yes.
And again, in a miracle of planning, one of the other things that landed was featured a Gungan slightly in disguise, and that was the trailer for the next Lego animated special, which is dropping in September, presumably on Disney Plus.
I cannot wait for this. This is so good.
Yeah, so this is entitled Rebuild the Galaxy, and it's like long-time listeners will know that massive fans here of those Lego animated specials. There was one of the more recent ones. I don't know, did they do one for May the 4th last year? Possibly. Fell a little bit flat compared to some of the others, but overall the quality of them has been just out of this world. Really funny and playing on jokes and ideas that have kicked around the Star Wars universe, and this one looks to be no different.
Yeah.
So if you check out the trailer on YouTube, you can see it's called Rebuild the Galaxy, and it kind of looks like a little bit of, I know people have said, oh, they should do a Star Wars version of the Marvel What If. And it seems
looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah, it seems like this is kind of how they're shoehorning that into Star Wars. So, but you've got all sorts of little nuggets in there, including Darth Jar Jar.
Yes. Now, before we got on this call and this podcast, you did an impression. Come on, don't be shy, Carl.
No. You see Darth Jar Jar going, "Missa gonna hurt you, sir," with a red lightsaber, and it's like, this looks like it's going to be really good fun. Obviously, that's playing up on the whole Jar Jar is really the secret Sith Lord behind everything.
I mean, it literally has answered the internet.
Yes. Yeah, so really, really interested to see what other of these myths and fan theories they sort of play up to as well. So it sounds really good. And not only have they got what looks to be some great stories or great characters in there, the voice cast for it is quite phenomenal.
Stellar, yeah.
So you've got Gaten Matarazzo, obviously better known from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Tony Revolori, Bobby Moynihan, who, of course, we've more recently heard in Star Wars in what was the other animated show?
What? Out of all of the animated shows?
They say bad planning again. Was it Resistance?
The sort of new kind of
the piloty one.
Yeah. Yes, something like that, wasn't it?
Resistance, wasn't it? Yeah, I think so. Again, people will be screaming at their internets, going, "No, it's this, it's this." You've also got voices provided by Marseille Martin, Michael Cusack, Ahmed Best reprising the role of Jar Jar in his Darth Jar Jar guys, but possibly the biggest name on that tree is a certain Mark Hamill,
some up and coming young whippersnapper. Sounds of things.
yes, and you'll be completely shocked to learn that he's providing the voice of a character called Luke Skywalker.
That sounds like the sort of chap that could stick around. I like it.
Yeah, there might be a few, some stories to tell about his involvement in things. So yeah.
It'd be good to see if they can bring any other sort of lesser known characters in as well.
Oh yes. I know one character that will be somebody will be screaming out to be included in such a special. Would be, of course, Constable Zuvio.
Could that be the Martin Keeler?
The Martin Keeler could well be waiting, because every time, obviously, he gets featured, there's a celebration at the Zoovium. Still, believe it or not, still the only museum dedicated to Constable Zuvio in the world.
How, I don't know, but yes, as the curator, Martin is amazing.
I think part of the issue now is Martin actually owns most of the Zuvio memorabilia.
He picked up some more figures just the other day. So
yes.
I don't know how he's finding these things.
No. And not only that, he also, I saw a picture, he's got a new, not Roosevelt's, but Hawaiian shirt with, it's obviously one of these companies, you'll see them all the time on Facebook, that you can get like pictures of your dog or pictures of yourself on a Hawaiian shirt. And he's now got one with Constable Zuvio.
I know, I saw that. It was awesome.
Obviously make him a very happy man.
I rocked up at a gig once and there was about 6 people in those shirts with the worst picture of my face on them. And they were all like, one was like Last Orders Leroy, Special Edition Leroy. I can't remember. There's just like all these different Leroy written on the backs of them. They were incredible.
Nice. Yeah, but unfortunately they'd cropped the picture off one of your Facebook pictures and
they just picked the most craziest picture of me ever.
Yeah.
But it was I mean, I was shocked. It was just hilarious.
Shocked, flattered,
mortified. So many emotions.
All
in
the
one.
emotions in one. There we go. Well, that about brings us to the end of this episode.
Okay.
There you go. See, just as we were having so much fun. But I'd like to say a big thank you to Leroy to hop in the co-pilot seat for this one.
Thanks for having me on. It's been a blast.
No, it's good fun to catch up, and we'll speak to you again very, very shortly. But to play us out this evening, we've got another of Leroy's creations. But that's all I'm going to say. So,
other than non-Star Wars.
Non-Star Wars, but
we're taking people back.
Yeah. This is for all of you that are of a similar vintage to myself and Leroy. And thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time.
See you next time, or maybe tomorrow. Bye.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me down the road. That's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll wanna settle down. Until tomorrow I'll just keep moving on.
Thank you for listening to Fantha Tracks Radio and this episode of Desert Planet Discs. For all your Star Wars news, reviews and everything else, head over to fanthatracks.com, or why not like, follow or subscribe to our social media pages, which can be found by searching Fantha Tracks on your favourite channels. Get in touch with us by emailing radio@fanthatracks.com and putting Desert Planet Discs in the subject line. It helps the pit droid sort out where it needs to be sent. Of course, we'd be honoured if you subscribe to the podcast channel and leave us a review, preferably a 5-star one, via Apple Music, Amazon, Audible, SoundCloud, Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribing is the best way to make sure you never miss an episode of Desert Planet Discs, Making Tracks, Planet Layer, Start Your Engines, Collecting Tracks, Fantha from Down Under and Cannon Fodder. Weekly Making Tracks shows drop every Tuesday at 7 PM UK time, and other shows drop on a rotation every Friday at the same time, 7 PM. If you'd like to see what we look like, then don't miss Good Morning Tatooine on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch every Sunday at 9 PM UK time, 4 PM Eastern and 1 PM Pacific. Huge thanks to James Semple for the Fantha Fair intro, and Mark Daniels and Vanessa Marshall for our voiceovers. And remember, Fantha Tracks Radio and TV is totally free. No subscriptions, Patreon and the like, so what's stopping you?